Good day, everyone. Welcome to the stream. 4,000 subscribers. That's quite a bit of people. Hold up. Let's see, 4 people. Starting off good. Starting off quick. Good afternoon from Ontario, Canada. John Cunningham, you're always early to the party. Inner Eagle, hey man. Hey dude. I saw that live of 8 seconds. Yeah, man. I wasn't planning to go live. Goes to show how I'm not used to the whole YouTube system when it comes to going live. Even though it is really simple, it used to be a lot more complex to go live. You used to need a separate app. I'm glad they fixed that. Let's see, I'm gonna start off with some chest exercise. Oh, that's 50. Oh, that's why it was so easy. 50 instead of 60. Totally saw your enthusiasm of the moment. Yeah. Hi, I'm your big fan. Awesome. Yeah, welcome to the club. Yeah, this is not the first time you've commented, right, Sand? Let me get a stool. Yes, the best tip that I have for shoulder size is this exercise right here. Oh. This one. There's nothing more effective for the shoulders than this. When it comes to shoulder size, that is. I find that what is most important for developing the size of your shoulders is your rear delts. That's what's going to give you the size. That is what's going to attribute most to the cannonball shoulders, if you will. It is also very important to train the front of your deltoids, but that's more for the aesthetic part of things. But when it really comes to the size, this exercise with the bull worker is the most effective thing you can do. Oh, it is your first time. Oh, there's a first time for everyone. Let's see. One more set. This time with a decent weight. Maybe I'll even go for 70. Maybe even 80. I could do that. Let's see. That would make it a lot more challenging though. Yeah, I'm going for 80 kilos. It's been a while since I've used that weight. Let's see. Well, wish me luck. It's doable. Isobow gives some pain on my shoulder joints. The isobow? Really? What exercise are you doing with the isobow? Where do I have one? Here? Yeah. Are you doing this one? Is this the exercise that you're doing with the isobow? Guess that could give some problems with your joints, but that is rare, I'd say. Did you check that guy I told you the other time? Where you have to refresh my memory. I think I did, but it's fake. Thinking if I should buy Fat Grip and if I really need it. What do you think? It depends. It depends. What is your goal? Like Fat Grips, it is very handy for your forearms, for forearm development. It does help with especially the strength thing of aspect of the strength aspect of things. But would I consider it a necessity? No, it really depends on what you want to do. But if you want to combine like the isobow with the Fat Grips, that is a really good combination. I would love to tell you a story about what I did in the gym with that stuff. Now tell me about it. Yeah, so that's the exercise that you're doing, right? Like this one, and you pull it outwards. Yeah, that is, I'd say what might help is if you train the front of your shoulders more. That could maybe help. There can always be a muscle imbalance, and usually, well, not usually, but one of the reasons that you can get pain in joints, especially during exercise, it can be related to having an imbalance in your muscles. So, like if the back of your shoulders is stronger than the front of your shoulders, and it could be that an exercise like this will hurt the back of your shoulders. When I finished working out, I was dropping off the weights, and well, I took off all of them by a single side. Oh. Yeah, Gotta be careful with that. Fat grip on isobo, your idea. Yeah, I did a video on that. Yeah, it is very, I consider it's very helpful. Let me see, where are my fat grips? Oh, there's one. Oh man. Yeah, especially for hammer curls, it is very effective. Tricep extension. It's just that it forces you to use more of your forearms and more muscle engagement in general. I was 17, you know, being stupid when young is useful. I 100% agree with that. Better to be stupid when you're young than, you know, well, not necessarily when you're getting older, but basically it's a good thing to learn from your mistakes early. What are your thoughts on old bull worker? I got steel bow too, but I feel old single spring bull worker gives some good workout comparatively. When I so I think most of you guys know that I own an old bull worker, a vintage device, and I still use it. But when I got the steel bow, like I started to use bull workers in general a lot more, and yeah, like since then I have not been using my vintage one that much anymore, basically. So I personally consider the newer ones superior to the single spring ones. But you know, it's especially handy to have a vintage one when you don't want to change the spring. So I still like it. I mean, you know, it's a good quality device, it lasts a lifetime. But yeah, the newer ones are superior, in my opinion. Well, I mean, they objectively are. But I can understand that, like an older one, especially compared to the steel bow, the older one gives a different range of motion that most people will enjoy for especially the spread exercise, the lat exercise, right? Like this one, for this one. I mean, the steel bow is very effective for those exercises as well, but yeah, a bigger device just feels better for some exercises. I got a lot of chest fat and around it. What the best exercise with isobo and bull worker? To lose chest fat? I don't really believe in spot reduction. But like if you want to build mass in your chest, and that should be the goal, right? If you want to get a leaner chest, and the most important thing is you build mass in your chest, then the amount of fat that you have will distribute differently, and it will look leaner, but you will still have the same amount of fat. That's what a lot of people don't get. Like a lot of people, they say, like, oh, the bull worker is specifically for toning the muscles, or like to get the muscles more cut, but that's not what happens. What happens is that if you build mass in a muscle, that muscle will start to look leaner. So the people that say you can build mass with a bull worker, but you can cut a muscle with a bull worker, those people are actually saying that yes, in fact, you can build mass with a bull worker. So this exercise is probably one of the most effective ones. When you have a steel bow, this one is very effective. You can also use this exercise, which is an isomotion exercise. That's very effective. For the iso bow, you can do this one. Or this one. Those are the exercises that I would recommend for the chest when it comes to the bull worker and the iso bow. I found the fat grips really work my forearms along with my other equipment. Got great results. Yeah, it works. It is a very nifty tool. I'm glad I own them. Like, I've even heard of people that got a plateau with their biceps, for example, the arms, that once they start using fat grips, they would suddenly grow more size on their upper arms. Now, I personally have not found that to be the case for myself, but I've not really thoroughly experimented with that specific, well, supposed benefit of fat grips. How many sets are ideal as per you? Like with the bull worker, I'd say really depends. If you really want to focus on your chest, if you really want to focus on a specific muscle group, then you can even go up to like 8 sets. I'll do, I'm here myself on my computer. On average, I'd say, kind of depends how much experience you have. If it is just part of a total program, of a complete program, I would stick to 3 sets. If you really want to focus on your chest, then do 5 sets. But do understand that you have to compromise the rest of your program if you're going to do that, most likely. And if you are advanced, if you have a lot of experience with these exercises, again, if you really have a few years under the belt of exercise, then you can do like up to 8 sets. But again, really important, only if you have a few years of experience. Like I can do that, not everyone should be doing 8 sets per exercise. Really good video. I think I did that. Yeah, that was specifically for the steel bow. It's the advanced chest workout. That's probably one of the most effective things you can do. And if you're going to do that workout 2 to 3 times a week, then you will definitely see some drastic results in the coming few weeks even. Should I do every day or alternate? I am doing full body with bull worker, presently isometric holds only. If you're only going to do holds, then I think you can do it almost daily. I would really recommend you to utilize repetitions though. Yeah, if you're a beginner, then if you are a beginner, then you probably should not do the advanced chest workout. Then I would really recommend to do, if you're going to do holds only, really it also depends on like how long each hold is. Like if you're going to do like 7-second holds, then I would say you can do as much as like 10 sets basically. Even as a beginner. I'll do, even that I would not do with a really heavy spring. Let's see. 70 viewers, right. Nice. I'm building a nice fatty tummy. I should do more ab exercises. Yeah, if you want to get leaner, then if you want to get abs, then the most important thing is diet. Just this, like if you want to get really strong looking abs and you still require some ab exercises, like the most important thing is still a clean diet. Or be lucky like me and have genetics that allow you to be lean all year round. I become what never fails. This quarantine is killing me. At this point I'm not really noticing it. How much is that? 200? Now this is 70 kilos, but I already did 2 sets with more. Or yeah, well, I did 1 set with 80 kilos. And I did, what was it, 1 set with 50 kilos for 45 reps. Oh, you're the guy that usually has the Pepe, Pepe the Frog avatar, right? Congrats on hitting 4K subscribers, homie. Thanks, homie. Yeah, 4K, 4,000 people. I'm pretty proud of that. Yeah, I knew it. Because there are not like many people that would send me a message with Nikwa boy. Let's see, 1 more set. This is my second workout of the week, and this is the second workout I've done this day, yeah. And well, this week, I mean, for the past like 8 days, this is my second workout, and I've done 2 workouts today. So one of my workouts I've done today. If you're advanced with chest press, that's one thing you can do like halfway to the last rep. Keep it here for a while. That's really tough though, and very dangerous if you don't have the required experience. But today is a Monday, isn't it? It's here. I look, it's Monday. Yeah, man, this is my second workout. I went to the calisthenics park today. Want to try out if I was still able to do the moves that I've done in previous videos, and I was surprised to find that yeah, there was very little that I had to relearn. Like I think that when I really tried to learn calisthenics, I put in like 3 months worth of effort, and most of what I learned back then I still am able to do it. You seem like an awesome guy. Good luck. Try sponsoring your channel or something to get more people to subscribe. Yeah, if I only knew how. Like I get sponsored by the Bulwarker company, and that's it. I once had someone reach out to me to promote supplements, a supplemental company, and they were even going to give me supplements for a giveaway and things like that, but unfortunately they could only send stuff to America, and well, I'm from Europe, so that was a missed opportunity. It would have also been a really good time to talk about supplements and stuff like that. Like they were going to send me things like creatine and things that I already believe in. So I got worried. I saw you tremble muscles. I've had it happen that I was not able to push the weight away, but the last time that happened is many years ago. Like I think the last time that happened I was 20 or something. Maybe even before I started this YouTube channel. I'm looking for a bulwark routine which I can do consistently. Any recommendation? I have many workouts listed on my channel. I actually have a playlist. It's not that hard to find. You can find it in my playlist. There's one playlist that says bulwarker videos. And I mean, I would never personally stick to one routine. I would always try to switch it up a little bit. But that is, you know, the best place to find routines. At least if you want to follow my example. Usually I find 3 to 8 sets with weights work well depending on the exercise. Yeah, I agree. It also really depends on your goals. I found that doing up to like 8 sets, but it depends on the weight that you're using, that is very effective for building up mass. And there is kind of this idea like if you're natural, you should not do a lot of sets, you should not do a lot of volume. And that is just not my experience. I found that doing a lot of volume, it just works. It also works for natural athletes. Volume works. It's just like it's one of the most important key cornerstones, like volume, time under tension, total volume that is, for muscle growth. Those are some of the most important things you can do for muscle growth. But resets also are very effective, but it kind of depends how you utilize those resets. Until I get a nice working tool, I'm not working out too much. I don't trust that piece, it's very unbalanced. Yeah, where do you order your power twisters at the moment? Like there is one manufacturer that produces, like they kind of have a name for power twister. I think it's a German company, but the name is kind of Japanese, Eastern, and they produce very high quality power twisters, but they're not like, you cannot change the resistance on those, so you have to buy one device per resistance. But those are known to, you know, be of high quality. Ended my full body workout just 10 minutes ago. I'm just getting started with mine. But I'm getting all these questions. I get no time to work out. Problem is you need some marketing lessons. Yeah, that is definitely a thing. I haven't really invested yet in marketing, like really promoting my channel in that sense. There's also like a lot of things that I want to talk about before I really want to market my channel. And whenever I get around to talking about those things, I don't know. At this rate, maybe in 2022 or something. Oh, which country in Europe? I'm from the Netherlands. Craig Burnham, you deleted your question. I have no idea what your first comment was. Love your channel and your content, very informative. Peace and love to you. Thanks, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate the support. Amazon. Yeah, yeah, they should have proper power twisters in my opinion. Like if the quality isn't proper, then I would ask for my money. I would ask for a refund. I saw like they made new ones. Okay, I see many clones, so I'm very scared of having defective ones. I think Amazon should deliver quality. If they don't, then I would really reach out to a manufacturer that specifically produces power twisters, because then they kind of have a brand to sell. Although even then there are like problems with like how do you get it delivered to you, and there's one company, I don't know what the name is. I will leave a message on your channel if I can find it. I always get plateaued on high reps. Anything more than 8 reps, I just can't progress on it. Really? Like if you do more repetitions, you just can't grow, you can't progress. That's strange. Like for me, it really works. Unless I want to grow strength, then yeah, I would stick to a 5 to 8 rep range. Love that dragon cabinet in the background. Yeah, it's not it's not that it's a dragon cabinet. This is a separate piece, but it is still a really nice cabinet. If I'm correct, then no, I'm not sure actually. I'm not sure. I think that my grandfather made that. Like I see the same program product from one brand, 80 from another, 240, and it's the same product. Yeah, if you really want to get one that you can change the resistance, then I really have no recommendations. Simply because, yeah, I've never owned one where you can change the resistance. Like, if you know a really good one, then tell me, and then I might even get one myself. Could even do a video where I compare the new one to the one where you can change the resistance to the classic one. Let's see. Those were all the questions for now. Thank God. And I can finally do another set. So. The chest expander. Another one here. Let's see. Yeah, I wanted to do a video on this too, actually, this week, but I had some issues with my computer. Anyone here that owns a chest expander? Go over tennis elbow, is it a concern when using a power twister? Yes, it is a risk when you use a power twister. Probably this variant, opposed to this one. This one is probably a little bit safer, a little less likely to cause tennis elbow, but it is always a risk. I'm not exactly sure what causes it, but it can happen when you do this motion or this motion, and yeah, there's always that risk involved. Although I will say that the likeliness of it becoming a permanent injury, or well, I'm not sure, is a tennis elbow usually permanent actually? Usually not, as far as I know. But how should I put it? Like, I've had it happen to myself when doing this exercise with the bull worker, that I would get pain in my elbow if I would not do the exercise correctly, and if I would just let it rest, and it would recover very quickly. So it's just a matter of, when you start to feel pain here, just stop doing the exercise and go do something else, and then usually it will recover within a few days, and maybe if you're older, a little bit longer. And then within a week, most likely you will be able to do the exercise again. But then, you know, check your form, be sure that your form is correct, and maybe cut down a little bit on the volume. My progression is something like this. I try to add rep every week, starting with 5 reps, and over time try to hit 8 reps. Thing is that even with lighter loads, it's really hard to hit 10 reps for me. Yeah, interesting. I have many years ago, when I was really serious about the bench press, I would my goal would always be to take a weight that I cannot press 10 times, and then try to do that exercise many times a day until I would be able to do it for 10 reps. And I would then do maybe like up to 10 sets, but I would do them throughout the day. And that might be something that helps you. I'm not sure. I have no experience with this, but I think you do a low carb diet, right? Am I correct to say that? You should, like, I personally, like, I have done like low carb for brief periods of time, and I was not able to put in the maximum effort. That might be different for everyone, I don't know. Oh wait, I think you drink milk, right? You like you follow the teachings of Agnes. There's a power twister called the Python, well made with built-in safety spring long handles that allow you to vary resistance from 18K to 45K. Highly recommended, one of my best purchases. Is that the one with 2 springs? Like, you have a spring here, you have a spring there, and then you have the thing connect with 2 cables like this. I might get a lighter power twister and just do more reps instead. How heavy is the one that you're currently on? Python is a clean one, not highly custom. Nah, longer handles. Okay. Oh, yeah, I think I know which one it is. I know you have both red and new black isobow. Does the new handle make a lot of difference? I got 2 old isobows, but I'm planning to buy the new handle isobows. What do you suggest? Kind of depends where you want to use it for. Like, if you're going to use it mostly for this, for these exercises, right? For this, then I would say that you don't necessarily need a new isobow. If you're going to use it for exercise where you're going to hang it over a bar and you're going to do like pull-ups, then for purposes like that, the new handles feel really solid. They feel really well made. I personally really like them. Yeah, it feels like a more solid device, right? It feels like more like an actual like high quality yeah, thing that you would like to own. But would I consider it like a necessity? You can do everything with this isobow that you can do with the older ones. But I would say again, like if you're gonna hang it over a bar and you want to do like body weight exercises, then this feels a lot more solid. No, safety is hidden. Does handle change make a difference? Yeah, like in what sense? Like again, like it feels a lot more solid. But again, like you can basically do the same things with this one as you can do with the older ones. It just feels like, where to compare it to? It's basically like comparing proper solid steel weights with plastic weights. You know, this just feels a lot more professional. That's the biggest difference. I have one for 43 years now. Got it when I was 13. Super job for toning up. By the way, never fails. What are the weights that you're pulling anyway? Because if you are like, pushing really heavy weights, then at that point it becomes very, very hard to actually progress. And then I think that the whole like, trying to bring your like 8 reps to 10 reps, yeah, that becomes very challenging. And that can take a long time. I mean, many people that, if they're like high-end strength athletes, I don't know, like sometimes they progress like 10 pounds a year or something insane like that, like very little. Or like max lifts. I would love to see if they can make a custom with 200 kilograms max resistance. I would feel very happy if they break their limit. Man, I don't ever see that happening. Like Hafthor Bjornsson, he had a very tough time to bend a 110 kilo one. I think the heaviest ones that they currently make are 150. And I think in order to bend those, you will have to be a strength athlete of a specific caliber. Like you cannot be like, even if you would be like a strength athlete at my size, there's no way you would be able to do it. And even then you need specific experience in like bending power twisters. So like the chance of them making 200 kilos, like a 200 kilo power twister, I think that is not very likely to happen. Not impossible, but who knows, maybe it exists, I don't know. I just think that they probably would not produce it because there would be so few people that would actually benefit from it. 20 viewers, all right. Some people is getting to bend the 100k clean one with some help of weight in the middle. Yeah, I've seen that. Let me have the opportunity to let you know that after watching your earlier Bullworker videos, I got inspired in starting using Bullworker and joined the group. It is now my favorite device. It is also one of my, like out of all the alternative fitness devices, the Bullworker is definitely my favorite. You are the primary reason. Thanks, man. Appreciate it. Awesome to hear that. Yeah, I'm talking about custom since the custom is 150. Yeah, if you ever get, if they ever go beyond that, then there would be very few people that would benefit from that. You got some strange charisma which makes the viewer engaged. Well, yeah, I do put in some effort to ensure that people want to watch my videos. Currently I'm doing this exercise for the traps, you can't really tell. Let me show you. See? It's another way to use the power twister. If I ever get to the custom ones with that, I might be able to bend the regular. Yeah, man, if you ever own a 200 kilo power twister and you're able to bend it, then well, then that would be really awesome. That would be shout out worthy. Oh, if you need some shirt design, you can call me up. I got it as a passion of mine. Shirt design. Like I already do have my own logo, you know. I would be happy for sure. You're natural, bro. I am. Opinion on Captains of Crush. What the hell is that? Is that a Marvel movie? I would make my friend proud. Yeah, if you would. That would be like the world record in power twister. In power twister bending. He is more than natural. He's a superhuman. I do have quite good genetics, I'm not gonna lie. Like, for at least the past 4 generations, my family has engaged in exercise and has been quite passionate about it. I think it's a battle royale. No, it's grip thing. Google it. Yeah, I'll Google it. Give me a second. Yeah. Right. Juji Mufu. I've seen him use in a few of his videos. I have these ones. I bet it's not the same, but you can change the resistance on these to like 60 kilos. You can see if I... Oh. Oh, it's stuck. Huh? Really? It's stuck. No way. That's some shitty design. Yeah, I have no experience with those. I do know it's quite popular among strength athletes. Those specific grips. Why are these stuck? Strange. Maybe it's because my hands are slippery. It cannot be that they're both suddenly stuck. So it's probably because my hands are slippery. That's what it is. Yeah, I have those too, but you lost one. Well, it's good if you have two. Frustrates me that I cannot change the resistance. No way. Wait. Yeah. I should turn it this way. Okay. Not going to put in any more effort. That would be a waste of time. I'm not overdoing it, man. Far from it. It's just very easy for me to shake. My father had the same thing, like he would start shaking when he still had 2 sets in him. Your total resistance flat band. I got one, it's a heavy level one, I'm unable to use it much. When it comes to resistance bands, I highly recommend you to use one with low resistance. The heavier ones, they are best utilized for very specific things. Usually even as an aid to make certain exercises easier, lighter. So yeah, in most cases use one that is like 15 pounds to 35 pounds. That's ideal for most people. Yeah, I'm not sure what it is. See, like this is my first repetition and I'm already shaking. My body just utilizes strength in a very different way. Like I said, my father had the same thing, like it's very easy for him to shake, but for us, for the Van der Borg family, we that is no sign of exhaustion. The chest expander springs are great for definition. I think they're great for building mass, but also for definition in that sense. Flat resistance one or the tube one. You're talking about resistance bands, right? So this is what you're talking about, am I correct? What do you suggest on resistance one? What do you mean? The resistance that I recommend for these This one is a little bit over 50 pounds, but that is for me. I'm not a beginner, but usually, yeah, I would stay within the range of 15 pounds to 35, maybe even like 40 pounds. And this one is 25 kilos. That would translate into nearly 60 pounds, I think. 55 pounds, something like that. As Christmas says, shaking is a good thing. I agree. Shows that you're using effort. And I've gotten that a few times from people that watch my pool worker videos that tell me like, oh, you're shaking. That means you're using too much force. You're only supposed to use 70% of your strength. And yeah, you know, I'm not going to waste my time explaining that I am using 70% of my strength. Actually, I'm pretty sure that it is physically impossible to use 70% of your strength at all times. Like, the body is limited, right? Like, a trained person can utilize, like, what is it, 30 to 40% of its strength. And if you would use a lot more than that and you would be able to continuously use that, you would greatly increase your chance of injuring yourself. So that's why the body limits that. And sometimes, well, in like very serious situations, we are capable to use a lot more strength. That's why you have these stories of like older people that get into a car accident and their kid or something and is like stuck under the car and they suddenly have the strength to lift the car. That's because at that point, your brain in like, when it is in a very serious situation, you're suddenly capable to use a lot more strength. The resistance band, one with handle or the flat one? I only have the flat bands. I have none with handles. So I can only really tell you what I would recommend for the flat one without a handle. I guess you can combine it with an ISO bow though. Then you would have an handle on it. Yeah, I think that my recommendations just stand for what I have already said. Basically, don't do it, overdo it with the resistance. The resistance on a band is very different when compared to a free weight. Oh. Charger for my camera. That's a horrible angle. Sorry for the horrible angle. The other question I have is, I got this chronic pain in my upper back. Many told me not to use bulwark as it may worsen it, but I think if done properly it can help it heal. What do you think on that? That's a very specific problem, man. That depends on a lot of things. It really depends on like what is the cause of the back pain, how intense is this back pain, how do you want to utilize the bulwark to heal the back. Like, you know, if there is like a muscle imbalance, then it could help to strengthen you know, a weak muscle that would, you know, improve that imbalance. You probably have scoliosis. Yeah, that's the thing. You know, it could be a somewhat serious problem, and in that sense, I would be very careful with trying to heal it. But you know, if you have scoliosis, then there are some very mild cases where you almost see nothing, and there are cases where it's quite apparent. Lord Roses, I'm not sure what. No, I'm not sure actually. I can Google it, but I'm not sure if even then I can give sound advice on it. But I'll see. Yeah, it's kind of like scoliosis if I see it correctly. It's not exactly the same. Like if I see it correctly, it's basically scoliosis, but from a different angle. It could help, but I would really read into it. I would really look into it if there are like certain muscle groups that are weaker compared to other muscle groups, and see if strengthening those muscle groups, if that would tighten the area around your spine, if that would correct certain things. But you know, I'm not a specialist on it. I can only guess on these types of things. I would really need to hear the opinion of an expert on this. So I think that might be the best thing to ask an expert about this. It hurts when you're standing up for a long time or walking. No, never. Like where should it hurt? I have a little bit of flat feet, and it hurts my neck time to time when I do rows. Flat feet. Man, the most effective thing for strengthening your feet is dancing. Like do some cutting shapes. Really like almost any type of thing where you're really busy with your feet strengthens your feet. Like that's the best way to prevent flat feet, in my opinion, because it used to be a thing that I had, like doorgezakte voet. That's how we call it in Dutch. I think that's the same as flat feet. And why you have neck pain, I have no idea. Can be many reasons for that. Maybe like fixing your feet will fix it, I don't know. Congratulations on 4K machismo. Thank you, Eelke. Of dankjewel, Eelke. Dad hang and negative pull-ups for that back help. Yeah, that's actually good advice. That could Sand, maybe try that. Do some pull-ups and especially concentrate on the negative. That's good advice, seeing through. Hey Ed, what kind of training do you recommend for muscle building for bull worker? I think that my workouts, those are most fit for building up actual mass. That's the most ideal thing you can do for mass, and it's also effective for functionality, for some strength development, but mostly for mass. Yeah, doing repetitions, doing holds on the last repetition. I think that's the most effective thing that you can do. So yeah, basically my workout videos, what I would recommend. And my 5 favorite exercise for bull workers video is also a very good video. Those 5 exercises are very effective for building mass. Next step is 100K, bro. Every next 1,000 subscribers goes a little bit faster, so who knows? Especially during this whole carotene thing, the amount of subscribers that I'm getting has almost doubled. It hurts in the morning the most. Yeah, interesting. Then maybe also check how you're sleeping, because that can be a big factor. What I would really recommend is ask someone to look at your spine when you're laying down in bed, and depending on what they say, if they say that your spine isn't straight while you're laying down, and it's best if someone else looks at this, like don't self-diagnose this, let someone else look at this. That can tell you a lot. Like if your spine is bent while you're sleeping, then that will give you back pain. And then usually you will wake up with that. You good form? I'm in good shape, man. This is pretty much my off-season shape. When I wake up, my entire back hurts badly. Yeah, I would really ask someone to ask them to look at your spine when you're laying down, and if your spine is not straight, according to them, they should be able to tell you that. That should tell you enough. Like if you're not laying, if your spine is not straight while you're laying down, change your mattress, or use a what is it called? A mattress on top of your mattress. And also really look where your spine is. I have to translate all these words from Dutch to English. Doorzakken. Help me out, Eelke. Basically, where your spine is not supported, get support there, because it's likely that that is one of the problems, one of the reasons why you have back pain. Part of your spine is just not supported, and also like Lord Rose's, if that has been diagnosed. It looks like the Emergency Act will be extended in my province until the next of June. Really? Like, yeah, where I live, like the situation is almost like barely noticeable. It was somewhat serious for a while, but right now it's yeah, I'm not really noticing anything. Your accent is popping now, is it? At least it's not as bad as it was 5 years ago. You let it, you talk in native. Yeah, when I talk in Dutch and I then have to switch from Dutch to English, then probably my accent comes a bit through, I can imagine. You body like a fitness bodybuilder. Yeah, I know, right? Try that, Hanks. Maybe see how it feels. Yeah, that's also what Seeing True says. Is that hang the same as... Oh yeah, that hang is just like hanging on the bar. Yeah, that can also help. You can try those things, but like really before you do anything, I would get a second opinion from an expert. I really would. Like go to a chiropractor or even like someone that can a masseuse, someone that can give massages. Like ask them, like if there's something to do about it. Because like I don't want to give you advice that could potentially make things worse, you know. And you really don't want to mess with these things, especially with the spine. You don't want to make it any worse than it is. Mattress can also cause major problems. Yeah, if you have a bad mattress, then that can absolutely cause problems. Can 15 seconds hold with the Bullworker build hypertrophy? By itself, I mean, it can. It depends kind of how much previous experience you have. I would, like, I see that there is kind of this newfound trend among Bullworker users that it's very interesting to just do the holds. I would really recommend people to do the repetitions. It is very beneficial to pump up the muscle, which the Bullworker is very efficient at. To do that in combination with holds. That is just going to do so much more for hypertrophy. Now, doing holds by themselves as an extension of doing the reps, that can be very effective because you can increase your time under tension. But doing them by themselves, I mean, you can. I mean, I think you could, let's say you would do like 8 sets of 15 seconds per exercise. I'm throwing out some crazy number. Well, not even that crazy. Then you could get some, like, yeah, you know, then maybe you could get some proper hypertrophy, but it's just so much more efficient to do repetitions in combination with the holds. So that's my whole opinion on that. Curve. I doubt that for just 15 seconds. Yeah, if you're gonna do like 15 seconds by themselves, that by itself is not going to do enough. Try to use different mattress. I believe there's special mattress for people like you. Look it up. Yeah, that is that's probably helpful. Like first, like get a, you know, let someone else give you a diagnosis. See if you're when you're laying down, if your spine is straight. And if it isn't, then, you know, go mattress shopping. And maybe, like, indeed, there might be special mattresses for people with Lord Roses. You probably need an extra firm mattress. It kind of depends. It's different for everyone, I think. Like, I do better on a more firm mattress. And other people might do way better on a softer mattress. It's hard to say. Like when it comes to opinions on mattresses, it's yeah, it's almost as controversial as diet. Like no one has the real answer. Some people think it's better to sleep on the floor. Other people think that it's you know, best to sleep on an extremely soft mattress or on a water bed. Everyone has their own opinion on this stuff. It's best to let this be, you know. Or another one is like laying in a hangmat. Yeah, you know, it's best to ask an expert. It's not even to say that the expert will have all the answers, will give you the most reliable information on the subject of sleeping, but it might help. It's what I would recommend, since I am myself, I'm not an expert on it. Bro, you need to participate to Mr. Olympia. I don't think I would win. I think those people are on average at least Like the people on stage, they are about my height. Like that's the interesting thing, right? Like most Olympia winners in the current day and age, they are all like between 5'7" and 5'11". Most of them, most of the people that do competitions, and they weigh like 115 kilos on average, I think. So they are, yeah, as of now, 40 kilos heavier than I am, and they might have the same amount of body fat as I have. Nah, I'm not ready yet, man. I really do want to do a bodybuilding competition. I hope I am able to do it this year. I was in really good shape a few months ago. I really considered myself basically stage ready, and like ready to the point that I was like, oh yeah, with this physique I am actually capable to potentially win a competition. And then I started to get some exhaustion problems and I had to recover. So now all is basically right, but and I think that was like a really big competition here in October, and I think that I will be ready by then. So if anything, then I will be in better shape than I was in February. So maybe I will actually enter a competition by then. But if you let him, he can probably do some good results. I think I can. How do you motivate yourself to work out daily regularly? I find it difficult to be consistent. You know, I have really bad weeks. There are weeks that I am not really occupied with exercise. That can be because I am focused on something completely different. That can also be because like I've had times where I was sick, where I just wasn't really able to work out. You know, I don't really believe that there are many people, if any people, that can consistently work out, you know, every week for many, many, many years. I think that is very rare, if not almost impossible. So in that sense, like to give you good advice, to be motivated. Um, yeah, what do I do for myself? You know, you gotta understand, like, you do have to have the mindset, like, it is worth it. Like, you are improving yourself. You are getting better at what you're doing. You, like, it helps you to become a more complete person. It's good for your mental well-being. It's good for your body. You are improving yourself in so many faculties. It's just like, I consider it a necessity. It is just important to be healthy, to work out at least a little bit. I think that to the point that I'm doing it, it might be not so optimal for health, but yeah, I mean, work towards goals, man, and goals can be simply, you know, becoming a more complete person, becoming a healthier person. You know, have that mindset about it. You just have a positive mindset about it. And also kind of a mindset of like, you know, you have to do it. What are your thoughts on Alexander Zas? He is a bodybuilder, right? We'll search him up. Progression is a great motivator for when I set little PRs every week. That's my motivation. That's also very effective. Just set a goal for yourself. And if you are really a beginner and you're just getting started, the best goals, or even if you are like in rehabilitation or you're starting again, the best motivation, in my opinion, is to do something very simple. So, for example, let that be do like 40 push-ups. every day. I'm just saying something, right? Do something that's adequate for your level of fitness. Do that every day, and just do those 40 push-ups. And do that every day. Eventually, you're gonna want to do more. Eventually, you are going to be motivated to simply do more. There's kind of like a metabolism to this. Like, you kind of have to kickstart things off in the beginning, and if you know if you have overcome that kickstart, basically, then things will become a lot easier. So that is also a tip. Like, just begin very simple. Do something that is not going to burn you out very quickly, and like usually within, like, to me, within a week or so, it becomes so much easier to do much more, because I get bored of doing the 40 push-ups. Then you will automatically do a lot more. I find the mind is a powerful tool in building the muscle you want. Yeah, there's actually some science to that, I think. Like visualizing yourself getting stronger, getting bigger, that by itself can also grow some muscle, can help you to grow. I'm waiting for surgery on my rotator cuff, left shoulder. What exercise to strengthen my shoulder? Oh, that's a tough one. Whew. Like before surgery or after surgery? I would say probably isometric exercise are the most effective. In this case, I would really recommend holds. And do holds that are comfortable. Like, do something where it does not feel as if you are really putting like stress on the joints. So for example, for me, that's this one. Do this hold, for example. Or do this one, push forward. Do something that feels comfortable, that doesn't feel as if you are stressing out the joint. Can a person build big legs using only isometric exercises? How? Only isometric exercises. I'd say when you're going to consider time and attention, that this is basically on the idea of also doing holds. I wouldn't know. I would highly recommend to do reps when it comes to the legs. Face pulls only done. Face pulls can also like inflame the rotator cuff, if I'm correct. So I would be careful with that. I would really recommend, like, in the beginning, as for rehabilitation, mostly do isometric exercise. Like, I think for rehabilitation, for a recovering joint, isometrics is probably the best thing you can do. Or do things that have a very small range of motion. That is, in my opinion, the best thing you can do in the very beginning. I don't really recommend overhead presses. Like, yeah, in this case, I absolutely would not recommend overhead presses as well. Like, most fitness YouTubers would recommend it. Fucked up my left shoulders really bad. Yeah, it is definitely an exercise that you have to be careful with. It's not one that I'm that keen on either, but I will include it in some of my programs. Bro, I want body like you. Well, it's, like, at the way that I'm currently looking, if you're 5'8" and you can do that in, like, let's say 5 to 8 years, most people can do that in that time span with a lot of effort. I'm gonna look up Alexander's ass. I think I know who he is. Oh yeah. Yeah, he was very keen on isometrics, and I think most of his program was isometrics. And yeah, he built up a lot of muscle in, especially for his era. Very impressive. Yeah, it can be done, but I'm not sure. I think Alexander Zas was doing things like putting a muscle under tension for minutes on end. I'm not 100% sure. I think that is what he did. And in that case, then yes, then with isometrics you can build quite a bit of muscle. Okay. Damn, a lot of questions today. Well, that's a good thing. Finally able to do another set. You know, the most important things for building muscle, two very important factors are time under tension, which you can greatly extend with isometrics, and mechanical tension, which you can also apply very well with isometric exercise. By the way, congratulations in making your 4,000 subscribers. Thanks, John. I'm really happy that we finally reached this milestone. I wonder how long it will take to reach 5,000, but usually every next thousands it takes a little less time. So, you know, things are speeding up slowly but surely. Craig, another thing, or Craig, sorry if I don't pronounce your name correctly. Another thing you could look into is blood flow restriction training. Although I'm not sure if that would be effective for your shoulder joint. It might be. I have heard that it can be very effective for joint issues. Maybe not the shoulder joint, I'm not sure. But that is also a thing that is very, very effective for rehabilitation. I'm not going to demonstrate it right now. You have to look up blood flow restriction training. What do you think is the least effective bull worker exercise? The least effective? There is one that I have listed somewhere in one of my documents. The least effective one. Like this still works. I gotta say I'm not a big fan of this one. The curl. I don't know. I would rather just do curls with free weights. The double curl, where you're kneeling on one knee and you have one of the cables hooked under one of your feet and you pull with both your arms. That one is pretty effective, but the one-armed one, I don't know, I don't really feel it. Milk Jar became SoundCloud rapper, by the way. Yeah, and he also had a video on regrowing your foreskin. You are awesome, man. Looking forward to have more live or chat sessions with you in the future. Thanks, man. I look forward to it as well. Great work, bud. Thanks, man. Good evening from Ireland. Beautiful country. I recently started trying out boron thanks to your videos. Awesome. And is it helping? What have you noticed from taking boron? I personally noticed very quick effects from taking it in the form of raisins, even if my diet was already high in it. Although I do feel that there is kind of a point where it's kind of strange. You don't really store boron, but like except for the like 20 milligrams that you store in your bones. But there's kind of a point where boron, if you take more boron over a certain period of time, the benefits are going to be less pronounced. You still feel the benefits, but like for me, like as someone who was already like vegan for 2 years, at the point that I started to read into boron, I quickly hit a plateau where the benefits were not as the benefits were not continuously increasing, basically. Lol, he's actually live. Yeah, you thought I was making a joke? I have been live quite a few times in the past few weeks. Yeah, boron is great stuff. Like, it's a shame that not more people know about it. Like, it's so easy to get it. It's so easy to get your fill. I do notice that when I keep it out of my diet for a while, if I don't eat raisins over the course of not even like a few weeks, but like maybe like up to like 2 months in extreme cases. If I then start eating raisins again, then I really notice a big difference. You can also get it from things like apricots and nectarines. Those are actually pretty good sources as well. Peaches. Haven't watched you in like 3 months and just put up one of your vids now. Cool coincidence, I guess. Well, in that case, welcome to the stream. Trying to reach 15 reps. I want to break my bones, lol. Oh yeah, that's a great goal, man. Breaking your bones. That's what all of us should strive for. Screw your bones, who needs them? Yeah, I'm taking it for 2 weeks, then cycling off it for a week. Currently taking it via supplement and also eating a small box of raisins each day. Okay, cool. So have you like noticed anything? Like for me, the results, yeah, I think I already said it, came very quick. I think one of the most like one of the most pronounced benefits I noticed like right away was an increase in sex drive. And my sex drive isn't low as it is. It was already high, but it was even higher when I started to eat raisins. And over the course of years, I've noticed that my bones have become very hard. And very like I used to have, my bones used to be somewhat sensitive to even like tapping them like this. And now I just don't have that. Which indicates to me that I have pretty healthy bones, even though my bones are very thin. I have a kettlebell here. I plan on doing 2 full body workouts with the bull worker and an arm workout with it on Saturday. Thoughts? You're gonna do 3 workouts. on one Saturday. That's quite heavy stuff, man. Yeah, in terms of like, if I would recommend it, that really depends on your previous experience with exercise. Like if it feels good for you, you know, if you do 2 workouts and after that you're like, hey, I still want to do a workout, I still feel fine, then yeah, sure, go for it. Otherwise, you know, if you're a little bit tired, if you're like mentally a little bit exhausted, then I certainly would not do another workout. I'm envious, but any advice for posture? Any advice for posture? Keep your shoulders rolled backwards. Very important. Yeah, I'm not like the best person to like give advice on posture. Don't flex your neck. That's what a lot of guys do. Like they try to flex their neck. Don't do that. That is not a good posture. Roll your shoulders back. Look straight forward. Your hips should be tucked in like this, but not fully. A little bit like this. So not like this, but more like this. That's ideal. Shoulders back and back straight. That's most of the advice that I can give. And don't do this. This is what I call cook neck. This is what insecure boys do. They flex their neck. Don't do that. That is just stupid. And that is really bad for your neck. That is really bad for your shoulders. And that's not good posture. You mentioned from a prior stream you had to cut back on using iodines. What problems did you run into? I'm not sure. What would happen is that if I would take iodine, I would get I don't know what the English word for it is, but I would basically feel that my thyroid would act up. I would basically feel my thyroid kind of pressing on my throat. And that is not normal, by the way. That is not something that would happen for healthy people. So that is pretty exclusive to me. In my family, we do have thyroid issues. So again, most people will not have to worry about that. It seems to be fine now. I'm not 100% sure what the underlying condition, underlying reason is. There are a few things that I have considered. I might even consider that it has something to do with a retinol deficiency, so preformed vitamin A. Although I think that is very unlikely. I've actually done a blood test and nothing showed that I was deficient in retinol. So I think that is very unlikely, but I don't completely exclude the possibility either. I've tried a few things. I have taken taurine, and that actually seemed to help. I've tried a few other things as well, a few so-called animal nutrients that my diet should be deficient in, and none of them really did anything. The only thing that really seemed to help was taurine, and that actually consistently has shown to help me, and right now I am a little bit less sensitive to iodine. So whatever the mechanism behind that is, I'm not 100% sure, but yeah, it could simply be that I have a genetic condition, or it could be that I am deficient in something that is kind of messing with the regulation of my thyroid. How much raisins do you eat? It really depends. Currently I'm eating a lot of peaches, which also are a rich source of boron. But otherwise, I would eat around like 100 grams to 150 grams. It kind of depends. And it really depends on like how active you are. It depends on how big you are. Like typically you will find benefits starting from a handful of raisins. Not sure if it's just the boron because I've started taking multiple supplements, but sex drive has went up. Also, usually I have a sore wrist when working out because I broke it years ago. It's not sore anymore. Yeah, that's another thing. Like it is very effective for. I think like it's even interesting in case of arthritis. And like I have prescribed it to a few people that had like joint issues, and their joint issues have greatly improved, if not completely healed, in the course of sometimes a few weeks. And like even like sometimes, yeah, not like really long-standing problems, but like problems that wouldn't like heal on themselves. But I've also seen that in some cases that it doesn't do as much, so it really depends on the person. Although I can say that almost everyone is deficient in boron, and almost everyone will benefit from having a source of boron in their diets. So in that sense, almost everyone will notice at least some benefit. How much do you do much work using kettlebells? Not that much, but there are a few exercises I like to do with it. This one, for example, I like to do this one a lot. Like I like this version a lot more than the dumbbell variant. Like some power moves. Yeah, it's fun to use them. It feels a lot more solid to do them with the kettlebell. But like it's not a must-have thing in my opinion. But it's you know, it's a nifty thing. Many people swear by it. Do you think there will ever be a new version of the Bullworker? I would not be surprised if there would eventually come, they would eventually release a new version. In that sense, the company is quite creative. What that version would be, I highly doubt it would be a longer or shorter one. Like maybe one that is a little bit longer than the Steel Bow, a little bit shorter than the Bow Classic. I can see that happening. I think if they would, then they probably would make one that is a little more exclusive, is my guess. That has a like more like accessories or whatever, you know, kind of has more options than the current ones. That's my guess. However, they would you know, bring that into the new devices. However, they would market that. However, they would, you know, do that. I don't know. But that's my guess. ISOFlow, a recommendation or a necessity as per you? Not a necessity, a recommendation for people that travel around, that like to be active outside, that don't want to spend a lot of space on free weights like I'm doing. Like I'm spending a lot of free space on free weights. If you don't want to do that, then in that case, an ISOFlow is a very interesting device. Have you ever thought about using steroids? I have thought about it. And what's interesting is that I've always thought like if I am going to take them, I am going to take them at age 25, and now I'm 25, and now I think that at this point I have been able to build muscle on such a consistent basis. I am more interested in seeing what I am capable to do in the next few years naturally. Do you think the company will make any other pieces of exercise equipment, i.e. step platforms, resistance bands, or free weights, etc.? I don't think they will ever make free weights, simply because there really is no, there's a market for that, but they are not a market that, it is just not really part of their brand. Like, it would be so contradictory if they would release free weights. Stepping platforms, other things. I see it happen. I think that they possibly could do that. I think that they certainly have a name for it. Like, but I think that at the moment they mostly want to release, isometric tools. But I do believe that as the brand will grow, then they probably will. We'll start releasing other things as well, and maybe a little bit more conventional stuff as well. Which country are you in? The Netherlands. I still have to train my core. I'm gonna do that right now. Well, awesome, this is the liveliest live stream I've ever had. Great to see. I visited Amsterdam last year. It was awesome. I know, right? It is awesome. It's like a big theme park for adults, is how I always refer to it. Like, it really is like Disneyland for adults. For horny, drug-induced adults. That's what Amsterdam is. How often per week do you work out? It really depends. At the moment, this is my second workout in the last 8 days or so. And it's my second workout today. So this is the first time in the last 8 days that I've actually worked out. But it can be as much as 6 times a week. Do you participate in any type of aerobic exercises? I do all kind of exercises. I do free weights, pull worker, isometrics, calisthenics, gymnastic stuff. So, wait, anaerobic? That is like high intensity, right? that is like high volume, lightweight, kind of like um, oh, man, what's it called? CrossFit. Kind of like CrossFit stuff. Time's up. Okay. Time's off, gives body time to regenerate. Yeah, I just lost connection there for a second. Okay, seems right. Yeah, I kind of do it all. You know, fitness for me is yeah, it's kind of like playing around. It's just fun to do it. I'm just like an adult in a playground made for adults. That's kind of how I see it. You know, it should feel good to be active. It should feel good to yeah, to just work your body. It should be fun. And the best way to make it fun is to have a lot of options to train your body. Thank you, sir. I'm from India and it's almost 1:30 a.m. now. I will go to bed now. You have a wonderful time ahead. Yes, you as well. Have a good night of sleep. And thanks for joining the live stream. I always assumed that it would be much later in India. I guess it also depends on like in which part of India you are. That explains why if I give a live stream earlier in the day, that there will still be a lot of viewers, because a lot of my viewers come from India, especially the ones that are interested in bull worker and power twister. Surprisingly, not. I don't have many people from India that look at my videos on veganism, which I expected would be, you know, also quite popular in that area. Relatively speaking, that is. Oh, I feel the same way. I love training. Yeah, I love training. Yeah, I think that is very important. Like, if you don't love to work out, then in my personal opinion, you know, if you're a beginner, then you still have to kind of get used to it. You kind of have maybe to learn to enjoy it. But if you really don't enjoy to work out, then, you know, in my opinion, don't bother working out. First, work on yourself to a point where you like to be active. I think that if you really don't like to be active, that can actually be an indication that, you know, like it could even indicate that you're not really healthy enough to be active, because naturally speaking, we should be a very active race. Looking forward for more interactions. Keep up the good work. You are awesome. Thanks for watching, man. I will probably later this week or next week, I will do a live stream specifically for the steel bow. So I think you just told me that you own a steel bow. Yeah, then I will give an exclusive workout for the steel bow. So be sure to join then. I will announce it. I will announce it on the official Bullworker Facebook page. Not the official one, but the Facebook group, you know, where all the people come together to talk about Bullworkers. I will announce it there, preferably 1 or 2 days beforehand. So yeah, you know, check your agenda. I will maybe give it even a little bit earlier than this live stream. So like especially people from India will have a better chance to yeah, join that live stream. I'm in the USA, Florida, 3:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Is it warm in the USA at the moment? It's really warm in Europe. Well, not really, really super warm, but it's pretty warm here. My dad has the classic Bullworker with the green handles. He still has it. It's close to 50 years old and he still uses it every day. Awesome. Yeah, I think that the one that I have, you know, is I don't know if it's like 50 years old, but it's really old. And in all the time that I've used it, the quality has remained exactly the same. My oblique's looking good. Usually they don't look that great from this side, but now they do, for whatever reason. We'll definitely join that. Awesome. Suddenly no questions anymore. Maybe then I can finally finish my workout. Yeah, very hot here in Florida, 80°. What's that, like 28 degrees Celsius? Almost the same as here. The green handle Bullworker was first introduced in 1962. Looking forward to the steel bow workout. Yeah, it's going to be a live stream like this, and I will probably do it. I think next week, and otherwise even this week, but like either at the end of this week or at the beginning of next week. That's what I think. Let's see, I'm gonna do some isoflow exercises. We're gonna do at least one for the core. What exercise are good to build muscle in the lower legs? So for the calves, you mean? So one of the most effective ones is simply calf raises, which is just, I'll show you. It's just this. Oh. It's just this for the calves. It's for this one, on both feet. That is what I would recommend for beginners, and if you are more advanced, then there are a few other things that I can recommend, but yeah, I would be careful with that. The more advanced exercise for the calves can be very tricky, like you can easily overdo it. Great informative live stream, best so far. I know, right? Like, this is a really lively one. This one is great. Like, usually I will stream as long as questions are coming in. And as of now, there's still questions coming in, so. Although I guess that within, let me see how late it is. Yeah. At the very most, I can do this for 3 hours and then I really have to go. Like at a certain point, I also have to make ready for bed. But I will try to go for another 30 minutes. Will a push-pull twice a week be effective using a bull worker? Yeah, for sure. Depending on how long your workout is, each workout, I would say that you can even maybe do more than that. Although it really depends on, that's always a problem with these questions, is that like I'm not sure what your level of experience is. Like if you have a certain level of experience, then doing like 4 workouts and 2 of them are pull workouts, 2 of them are push workouts, you can probably do even more than that. Especially when it's bull worker exercises, because the big limiting factor with exercising with free weights is usually that it is very demanding of your joints, which you just don't really have that much of a problem with bull worker, so you can do a little bit more. Do you use creatine? Right now, I am not using creatine. Isn't that crazy? If I do use creatine, I get about like 5 pounds. I will add about like 5 pounds. Although it's not true that I have like completely omitted it. That's the correct word for it. I have used some, but like in the last 2 months or so, very little. I would even go as far as to say like the last 3 months. But I am going to start using it very soon again. I would, though, like, I would absolutely recommend creatine for, well, almost everyone that is interested in gaining muscle mass. I would absolutely recommend it. Don't bother with the load-up phase. That is, in my opinion, bull. That is shit. That makes no sense to me. But definitely, you know, take between 3 to 5 grams of creatine a day, and most people will, in a very short amount of time, gain quite a bit of fat-free mass. Oh. That's tough. 10, 9 viewers. It's a great supplement. I'm currently cycling off it for a month after being on it for like 4 months. Yeah, it's okay to stop taking it for a while. Like, I noticed that the gains that you make with creatine, like, once you've lost something, it's very easy to, regain it the moment you start taking it again. Have you ever watched MMA like UFC? I have watched a few Muay Thai matches, which is pretty popular here. Like Rico Verhoeven. Badr Hari, Muay Thai, that's thing, like, that's personally more my thing. Wrestling can also be quite entertaining to watch, but that's entertainment. I hope I don't have to explain anyone that that wrestling is fake. Let's see. What's the lockdown situation for you guys? It is, there are a few weird laws in place. Like, there are some serious restrictions when I think those have been lifted since recently, actually, but there were some pretty serious restrictions on crossing the border. It was basically not allowed. Like, you could come in from Belgium and Germany to the Netherlands, but not the other way. So you could not go from the Netherlands to Belgium or Germany, unless you live in Germany or Belgium, of course. Another thing is, there were some restrictions on how often you are allowed to be out. Actually, no, am I saying that correct? No, I'm actually not sure on that. like when it comes to public businesses or small businesses, those were all closed down. Supermarkets, those were still open. You could still get food, of course, but anything else like hairdressers, going to a restaurant, eating out, uh, all of that was closed down. You couldn't go to a bar, you couldn't go have a drink, you couldn't go to a party. Of course, like no parties were given. Uh, right now, there is a law that, well, a restriction that there will be no public events until I think the 16th of September. So before that, there will be no public events. So there will be no parties, no raves, no nothing. A lot of my friends hate that, of course. But it is what it is. I certainly don't like it, but I'm not like super bothered by it. I think that it's really dumb. I think it's a really stupid decision. I'm surprised that beaches are still open. Like if beaches would have closed, I would have hated that. So beaches, public beaches, those are open. Yeah. Like in a sense, here you don't notice that much of the restrictions, but there certainly are restrictions. Yes, wrestling is fake, but once in a while they lose their temper. Is them losing their temper also not like fake? I'm not sure. I think it's really entertaining though. It's really funny. It's comedy. Yeah, you guys are very similar to us then. My friends also hate that bars and clubs are closed. Lol. Yeah, which young person likes it that bars are closed, right? Everyone hates that. Of course. Like, the older generation probably likes it. Well, not even that really, because like a lot of older people here also like to drink, so yeah, everyone hates it. Every drink like at least 2 or 3 times a week. Not me. Like if I'm on holiday, then I might drink a lot. Like when I was in Spain, I was drinking every day, and that was going great. That was going great. Yeah, usually I don't drink a lot, and but when I was in France, in Spain, in Catalonia, I was drinking every day. It was going great. I was feeling awesome. It was really ridiculous. Like I would just keep drinking, and we would go out every night and we would dance. And I don't want to brag, but I'm quite a good dancer. And I would like actively dance for hours, and like it would be like 3 a.m. Go to bed, and when you are on a holiday, it does something with your energy, like you don't really become tired. So every day I would go to bed at 3 a.m., usually after we would smoke a joint or something, and every day we would wake up at like 7, 8 a.m., and we would require very little sleep, we would drink a lot. And like it's what I say, like when you're on holiday, it does something with your energy. You're so much more active, and but otherwise, like I don't have to drink that much. Like if I drink, I will be out for the next day, and I can drink a fraction of what I was drinking there, and I'll be messed up for the next day, and maybe even a little bit for the day after that. But not when I'm on holiday. Then there is no stopping me. Great live chat. Look forward to some more information videos and live chats. Peace and love. Thanks for joining the live stream, Craig. Yes, I agree. The 2 meter distancing really is a pain. Yeah, it's 1.5 meters here, and I see that at first people really cared about that, and right now it seems that no one cares about it. Like no one tries to keep 1.5 meters distance. Yeah, I kind of get it. I mean, numbers are quickly dropping right about now. For whatever reason, I think it's probably has something to do with summer. I don't know what the reason is. But basically people are not taking it as serious anymore. Oh, 100% correct. You can survive on a few hours sleep and start drinking again soon after waking up, lol. Yeah, when you're on holiday, man, again, like, there's no stopping me. There's no stopping any young person that goes on holiday, in my opinion. Like, your health is just, like, for me at least, it's so off the charts. And then on the 5th day on a holiday, I kissed a girl, and I was immediately sick the next day. And a friend of mine, he kissed a girl from the same group, and he also got the flu. I think we got a flu. I'm not sure if it was the flu. Like, nah, it was not a flu. It was like a cold. It was like a sore throat. So that was a little bit unlucky. And do you have any suggestions on how to forget a girl you love and doesn't deserve you? Oh man. Yeah, the best advice I can give you is yeah, and this sounds like it probably sounds really stupid, but go out and hook up. You know, if you have Tinder, make use of Tinder. Yeah, do hookups, man, and like, you know, understand that. Yeah, how to put it? Like, it's probably something that I really should do a video about, because it's not something that typically goes over my mind, really. But typically, just, you know, having sex is pretty much the best way to get over a girl that you loved. And it also, like, puts things in perspective. I think that really helps you to, well, and not necessarily devalue the girl, but at that point you're kind of like, you know, you just see it as just another person, and that's just what it is, you know. It's just another person. It must have been some kiss. Oh, it wasn't enough to be sick for the rest of the holiday. I tried dating apps and I found one person in 6 months. Yeah, you know, where I live in the Netherlands, it's like there aren't a lot of people. I gotta say that I have some luck, but typically, yeah, it really depends where you live, man. I mean, like, in some cases, if you live somewhere where you actually just get one match in 6 months, then yeah, things are going to be tough. But like, if you actually do get a lot of matches, you know, go for it. talk with everyone that you match with, and just do a cold approach with every and each one. I know that sounds very like fuck boyish, and it is, but that is what works. And like that's really why you're on there anyway. Like it's it's to get laid, and that is what works. Just swipe everything to the right, and if you like the girl, talk with her in 3 sentences. Make clear what your intent is. Don't play around. Just be very straightforward. Girls appreciate that. Girls appreciate if you're straight up, if you're honest, and yeah. I'm sorry, but it really stops me from my projects. Yeah, I mean, I get it. It can suck. And she was like, hi. I answered hi, and she never answered back. I'm waiting, lol. It's best to make the move yourself, man. And show some enthusiasm. Show some confidence. That's really the best advice that I can give in that area. And like, don't overcomplicate things. Just have some self-esteem. Be confident. If she if she shows less interest, or she kind of comes off as shy, then match your energy with hers. Like, yeah, that's the most simple stuff that I can say. That's how I would summarize the whole thing. I feel stupid that at 33 years I stopped by love. Like Rick says, it's love is just chemicals in your brain, Love is fake, basically. Dating apps are about to find someone you like. Yeah, it's very, it is very unlikely that you will find someone that you like. And the truth is that there are very few girls that are on dating apps to find a relationship. They are usually there for the same reason that guys are on these apps. And however far you get with the girl, it usually depends on how you approach the situation. Thanks, bud. I will reorganize my ideas. Yeah, I don't know if I'm the best person to give advice on this, but not to brag, like I do have sufficient success that I'm satisfied. And yeah, like again, like if I just had to summarize it, it's just like keep it simple, show enthusiasm, not too much, be confident, and be very, very direct with letting her know what it is, what you want. And don't be put down if it doesn't work out. Just try again, and you will naturally become better with it. And that it's the same thing when you approach girls in real life. Like you might suck at first, you might be very bad at reading them, but if you just stick to it, you will quickly become a lot better at it. And it's really not that hard. Well, you're the closest thing to my friend at the moment. I lost many of them because they thought I wasn't enough. Oh, that sucks, man. I gotta say that most of my best friends, they all live quite far away. So I still have like friends that live like close by, but they are more like friends where you can go, you can have a party with, something like that. Like you cannot really have like a good talk with them. Generally speaking, that is. Sometimes I have a good chat with my more local friends. I'm not trying to play the victim card, not anymore, just stating what happened for once. It's no problem, man. I think it always helps to talk about these things. Like if there is something stuck on your mind. No, it's not going to do you any favors to never talk about it. But always talk to the right person about these things. I mean, I can only do so much, It's always best to, like, if you have a really close friend, then it's the best thing to talk with them about these things. That's what I would recommend. Let's see. I think I will keep going for between 5 and 12 minutes, and then I will close the live stream. Yeah, this was a really good one. Awesome. I wonder how the 5K one will be. Okay, that's enough. This one. Let's see. Whoa, shit. Damn. Oh, that was stupid. Did anyone see that? Crazy. God damn it. What the... What the... Oh, okay. Oh. The piece is broken. That sucks. Then I have to hold it like this. I can do that for 10 minutes. Oh, that really sucks. It's been great chatting to you, man. Thanks for the content. Hey, thanks for watching, man. Do you eat a lot? Yeah, I eat quite a bit. I would say in the most extreme cases, like 3,500 calories. But on average, I would say between 2,800 calories and 3,300 calories. Everyone goes through the pains of a relationship's part of growing. Yeah, that's absolutely true. I mean, every normal person does, at least. I mean, there are some people that, they cannot develop these kinds of attachments. But, it only makes you human if you can, yeah, how should I put it? If this can hurt you, if you can go through these things, if you can experience like the painful side of love, you know. And I think that it is very important that you do that. I think that it's important for everyone to do that to become a more complete human being. Do you have a girlfriend? I do not. Thank you again. $3,300, that's a lot. I'd say so. Do you like Latino girls? I don't discriminate against any type of girl. I don't matter what her race is. I think I also don't specifically have a taste when it comes to body type. I have liked really skinny girls. I have liked like even pudgy girls. I have like blonde girls. I have well, not liked, but like being like sexually wrong gesture. I have been sexually interested in all types of different girls. What? You should say yes for sure. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I like Latino girls, no doubt, but I wouldn't say that they are exceptional to me. You are a legend. I am the Bulwark a legend. That's what I am. When I was in Spain though, man, holy damn. The women are hot there. Woo! Whoa. They don't make them like that in the Netherlands. Like, well, okay, that's not true, but it is rare. Like in Spain, like 8 out of 10 women that you see are really hot. Bullworker will make my girlfriend more active. I mean, if you can get her to train with the Bullworker, then absolutely. Let me see. Pain is a great motivator. Is what got me into working out and taking care of myself for once. Yeah, absolutely. Like learn from the pain and yeah, exactly. Use it as motivation. I think that is also very effective advice. Yeah, I'm from Spain. Yeah, right. See? So that's why you were asking. Yeah, no, I 100% agree, man. Girls from Spain are really hot. And by the way, like, is it like common in Spain that that beaches are not naked beaches, but that like women walk topless there? Because like I was only like in a part of I was actually not in Spain. I was in Catalonia. I was in El Estartit. I don't know if you know that place. There are quite a bit of places in Spain, and like they had a beach there, and like I would say like half the girls were topless, and that was a big surprise to me. Like I wanted to swim. I was the only one from the group that wanted to swim. I went to the beach, and suddenly it was like, oh shit, everyone's topless here. So the first half hour that I was there, I had to lay on my towel. I had to lay on my tummy on my towel and calm down for a second. That was a big surprise. So I don't know if that is like exceptional to that place. Uh, but it was not like marked as a nudist beach. So yeah, I was like, whoa, what the hell? I didn't sign up for this, but I'm certainly not protesting. Let's see, I have to go in about 4 minutes. actually have to do a lot of stuff. Like, yeah, when I hit like 340. Yeah, that's true as well. Like, here in the Netherlands, like, you know, I can still hook up, no problems with that. But a lot of girls here, they are prudish. That's just what it is. Yeah, I dance with a few girls. Like, luckily enough, I am a somewhat good dancer. So, like, girls would usually come to me to dance. Um, but yeah, that is one thing that you really notice. The vibe in the clubs is it's just very different in Spain compared to in the Netherlands. Like in the Netherlands, like, you know, you will get some fun conversations. You will get, you know, there's like a certain mood there. But in Spain, it's so much. I cannot twerk, man. Not me. Some of the girls could definitely twerk. Yes, the mood just is very different, and like it's not as prudish. Well, Spain is not prudish at all, and the Netherlands, yeah, it is. Yeah, you don't even have to talk there. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Yeah, like if I definitely want to go back to Spain someday. Like that was a really great vacation. Like probably the best one I've ever had. How do you train your triceps at home? I have the cable machine, that one. Some of the bulwark exercises are quite effective. Like the cable spread is quite effective. I also like to lay on that bench and do skull crushers, but with dumbbells. That's quite effective. So 16 viewers, man. The man with the pipes, with the pythons, right? Yeah, you made that comment, right? The man with the pythons. Last time. Well, one more minute. So yeah, after that I'm really gonna close it off. Vasco girls are not like that. Is that like a region in Spain? Yeah, I don't know. Like in the whole of the Netherlands, like it's clear that girls, you know, they want to have fun, but they are kind of, yeah, I don't know if indoctrinated is the right word, but they kind of like have learned to not show interest. And you know, if a girl doesn't show interest, then I'm very quick to just, you know, cut it off. Like, okay, if you don't show interest, no problem. I'll just talk with someone else. And those are usually the girls that, yeah, become very snarly, like unhappy, and I don't know. 17 viewers, come on, guys. Yeah, this has been the most lively live stream up till now, and yes. Triceps make up 2/3 of the arm size. That is true. Very important to train them. Here's more comment for boys to be less forward, actually. Here in the Netherlands, guys aren't usually that forward either. But the girls are just, like, the reason is that girls are so prudish. Like many guys, they just don't want to be, you know, like feel like they're being put down. Guys, it was awesome. Great live stream. Thanks each and every one of you joining today. It was a lot of fun, and for anyone interested, I will do another live stream soon for the steel bow, and otherwise, for those of you that are not necessarily interested in the stream in the workouts, I will do another live stream when I hit 4,444 subscribers. So again, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video. Yeah. Bye bye.